the all-new Opel Insignia. Only it's not just the plain old Insignia anymore. It's the Insignia Grand Sport, which should tell you plenty about where they want to go with this. Upmarket is the answer, and the new Insignia has been tweaked and improved in just about every way it can be to help it take on the Passats and Mondeos of this world, not to mention some more premium rivals. The first big improvement has been right here in the cabin. The centre console has been completely redesigned, and it really needed to be. The last one was just way too fussy with far too many buttons. Now most things can be controlled by the touchscreen, so it's just a much neater, nicer place to be. The materials feel high quality, there's plenty of handy storage areas, and for front seat passengers it feels as comfortable and spacious as ever. In the back there's acres of legroom. Headroom is not quite as generous due to the sloping roofline, not that I'm struggling, but taller people might, and your middle seat passenger will have to contend with this hump in the floor. But on the family friendly side, there are two sets of anchors for child seats and wide opening rear doors. The boot can hold up to 490 litres, which as you can see is quite a lot. But even though it seems huge, I do have to point out that it is still smaller than most rivals, including the Mondeo and Passat and even the previous Insignia. One benefit it does have though is the hatchback opening, which makes it much more practical to load and a much better option for dog owners. Opel trim levels are complicated business, compounded by the fact that on top of the list of trims, you've also got quite a long list of options, which can be both a good and a bad thing. Good for the consumer in a way because it means you only pick and pay for the features that you really want. Bad for a reviewer like me because I'll never remember them. So I'll point you towards the Opel configurator for the full picture, but here's a brief summary. The entry-level model is called the SC, and highlights include a 7-inch touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, air conditioning, keyless go and automatic lighting. You can also upgrade to the SC or SRI trims, which add things like sat-nav, dual zone climate control and Opel OnStar. Now that is a really impressive feature of this car, because it essentially acts like your guardian angel behind the wheel. If you're in an accident, you can use it to call for help. Or if, God forbid, you find yourself unable to call for help, it will automatically call emergency services for you, with full details of your location and vehicle diagnostics. So whoever comes to help will come prepared. So very, very impressive as a safety feature. But you can also use it for some more convenient stuff, like asking the help team to find your local restaurant or petrol station and then automatically downloading the coordinates into the sat-nav. There's also been a vast improvement in the way it drives. While it's always been a very comfortable cruiser, it now offers premium levels of refinement on the road. This is the 1.6 litre diesel, a 6-speed manual with 136 PS, and it should be a popular seller because of the nice mix between performance and economy. It costs just €200 a year to tax, and Opel claim it uses just 4.3 litres of fuel per 100 kilometres, which will be music to the ears of anyone who spends a lot of time on the road. And yes, the Insignia has always been a very popular fleet car, and I have no doubt that the new Insignia Grand Sport will continue to be. And if you're someone who spends a lot of time driving for work, I can think of much worse places to spend it than behind the wheel of this car. Particularly if you go for the ergonomic comfort seats on this one, which have been especially designed with engineers to promote good back health. There's also an optional winter pack, which will allow you to heat them up and help take the chill out of those early morning starts. The suspension does a good job of ironing out any not so great road surfaces, and good feedback from the steering, as well as a drive selector which will allow you to change the feel of that suspension, do make it quite an engaging car to drive on a windy road, although it still does feel most at home on the motorway. Some things we weren't so keen on. Rear visibility is slightly hampered by a small and oddly shaped rear window. And the glove box is unusually small. A more major concern would be just how expensive it can get when you start ticking options boxes, like this one, which has them to the tune of over €9,000. But if you can restrain yourself there and just go for the things that you really need, the Insignia Grand Sport remains a good value, comfortable family cruiser. You can check it out for yourself at your local Opel dealer, details of which you'll find on CarsIreland.ie. Let us know what you think of the new look in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here.